What's up guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I guess a speculation video or an analysis video here, for Primal Kyogre today. I did one on Omega Rayquaza the other day after it was revealed, and I realised I never actually did anything on Primal Kyogre or Primal Groudon, really, like looking at the typing abilities, etc. I might have done one right at the start, but obviously we didn't know much about them then, so we know more now, so we can sort of analyse them a bit further. So, today I'm covering Primal Kyogre, and you can see in a few days I'll be covering Primal Groudon. I'm going to look at the typing, the abilities, and how they might be used in competitive, as well as looking at the base stat rises as well, because I never looked at that for Primal Kyogre or Primal Groudon. So, I guess we'll just get straight onto it. So, Primal Kyogre stays a pure water type, unlike Groudon or Primal Groudon, who goes to a ground fire type. So, pure water for Primal Kyogre. Some people thought water electric might be happening, but, you know, just staying pure water. Its ability is Primordial Sea, which if you guys didn't watch the video when Primordial Sea was sort of announced or released or whatever, basically makes heavy rain, which makes fire type attacks ineffective, and you can't get rid of the rain at all. That's pretty much it. So, in terms of how it affects the typing for Primal Kyogre, it means it's weak to two types still, grass and electric. It resists three, which are water, ice and steel. It would resist fire, but it's actually immune to fire. Primordial Sea is in effect, you know, whenever Kyogre is in battle. We still don't know how it's going to happen, like if you stand up Kyogre or Primal Kyogre, and then if you stand up Primal Groudon after that, we don't know how it's going to happen, whether the sort of typing is just going to sort of, whether it's just going to cancel out, or whether the one that comes in second is going to override, or anything like that. We don't know how it is, so I'm just saying there's a fire type immunity here. It could change depending on how that affects it. But generally, Primal Kyogre is going to be immune to fire type moves. It's not a huge effect really for Primal Kyogre because it resisted them anyway, but when we look at Groudon in a few days, that is much more effective there. So that's the typing there for Primal Kyogre. It's pretty much just a pure water type. There's not much change really, apart from it's immune to fire types. Obviously in the Primordial Sea, water types, sort of water type moves are going to be powered up, so really it doesn't resist water because water is going to be neutral because the rain is going to cancel it out, so really you could take off water off resistances there, but I'll leave it there because, you know, it still matters in case the rain goes away somehow, one way or another, I don't know. So, if we look at the base stat changes for Primal Kyogre, because as I said I never looked at them in the first place, first up Kyogre's base stats are 100 in health points, 100 in attack, 90 in defense, gonna ignore my phone going off there, 150 in special attack, 140 in special defense, and a 90 in speed, giving a base stat total of 670, which is one less than Rayquaza. So, not one less, 10 less than Rayquaza, my bad. Let's say one less. Anyway, so it's pretty much the same as Rayquaza, a bit less though. So if we assume a 100 base stat rise, as with the rest, or as with Mega Evolutions, because Primal and Mega are pretty similar, we can assume they're going to have the same stat rises. We're not sure. It could go up by 150, it could go up by 50, it could go by 100. We don't know, but I'm assuming 100 here. Health points are obviously going to stay the same at 100. Attack is going to increase, or not going to. I think attack might increase by 20, which is give it a little boost, but not a huge boost. Defense increased by 20 to go to 110. Special attack, which is its main attack, goes up by 20 as well, to 170, which is the same as Rayquaza's attack and special attack. Special defense gets a boost of 30, however, to go to 170, and speed gets a boost of 10 to go to 100, giving a base stat total of 770. I've put them at more boost in special defense because Primal Kyogre looks like a Pokemon that would be more sort of maybe bulky than attacking. That's just my thoughts though. You could take, you know, 10 off special defense and put 10 on special attack. However, as I said, that gives it a higher special attack than Rayquaza's attacking stats. So I don't know if you guys, if they would want to do that, because obviously Rayquaza is the trio master. So do you want to make him weaker than the others, sort of thing? It's just what you have to think about there. But that's what I thought of Primal Kyogre. You could take off a boost off attack, put on special attack. You could take a boost off defense, put on special defense. You could put more boost in speed, but I don't think Primal Kyogre is going to speed up a huge amount because it's sort of just huge and it's not streamlined much more. You've got to remember that Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon also increase in size quite dramatically, so that sort of affects as well, I guess, the speed, because obviously they're bigger, so they're going to be slightly slow moving, not a huge amount, but slightly slow moving there. But those are the stat changes I can see for Primal Kyogre. You know, I'm not quite sure about them, but you guys can let me know down below what you think about the stat changes, and you know, suggest your own stat spreads down below. So then let's look at Primal Kyogre's signature move, which is Origin Pulse. It's a water type move. It's most likely going to be special, looking at it, and the fact that Primal Kyogre and Primal Kyogre are special attackers. Maybe 120 power. I'm thinking. I can't see more than 120. To be honest, obviously Rayquaza's Dragon Ascent I said was about 150 possibly. So I don't want it to be the same sort of power as it or not. Maybe a bit less, maybe 140, 130, not sure, but I put 120 there because I think at least 120. So that's what I'm thinking. But the thing about Origin Pulse, it actually hits multiple opponents, so you have to think about that too, because obviously 120 power against several opponents. So it's not just like Blast Burn, which is going to hit one opponent, it's going to hit several, so you have to think about that too. And how OP it's going to be, how overpowered it's going to be if you give it too high a power, to be honest. Then, if we look at the viable moves for Primal Kyogre, looking in terms of maybe competitive or just general in-game use, it has some other viable moves too. There's Surf, Scold, Water Spout, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam and Thunder. Obviously Surf, Scold, Water Spout, Hydro Pump or other water type alternatives. We can assume Origin Pulse is just going to have a PP of 5, so it might not be best for competitive use or in-game use, to be honest. So Surf obviously hits multiple opponents too, so Surf could be a valid choice there. Scold, possibly for trying to get a burn there. Water Spout is going to hit multiple opponents too, but it's based on your health points, so it is a bit risky to run. And Hydro Pump is going to be very powerful but can miss, so it's really different choices there. It depends how you're using it. If you're using it in-game as sort of something to defeat loads of trainers with, I'd say Surf. But if you're using it in competitive, probably Hydro Pump is the best choice there, or possibly Origin Pulse in doubles or triples, who knows. Did they do double Ubers, triple Ubers? Something like that, I don't know. Anyway, then we have Ice Beam, which is just going to give you some more coverage, really. And then Thunder, obviously, because of the rain, Thunder is going to have 100% accuracy, so it's better than Thunderbolt in this case. But really, apart from that, it hasn't got many other special attacking moves, or ones you could use anyway. I think it gets Ancient Power, so that's certainly a possibility, but I think you're better off running like Thunder, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, Scold, something like that, possibly for competitive, or maybe Origin Pulse instead of Hydro Pump, something like that, guys. You get the idea. But in terms of what other things you could do for Primal Kyogre for competitive, you probably want to maximize special attack and maximize special defense, to be honest, and then maybe have a modest nature rather than timid, because it's not that fast. And Held Item, obviously, we don't know how the primal forms work, whether they have to have Mega Stones or not. So if it has to have a Mega Stone or a Primal Stone or something, or the Orbs probably, then obviously it has to hold that. But if not, maybe Leftovers, I'm guessing, would be best for Primal Kyogre, I'm not sure. Leftovers, or possibly like a Life Orb or something like that, Mystic Water, I don't know. Some item along those lines, guys. But that's sort of, I guess that's sort of it for Primal Kyogre, guys. That's all the knowledge I can spew, all the speculation I can spew for Primal Kyogre in terms of its competitive use. We'll really have to see when it comes out and see how it works. And like, it's obviously going to go straight to Ubers, obvious, but that's obvious. But I have to see how it sort of modifies the Ubers tier with the new weather types as well, whether it's going to get banned from Ubers or something else like that, we have to see. But guys, if you enjoyed this video covering Primal Kyogre, please be sure to hit the like button down below in the comment section, and I guess leave a comment down below. Wait, does it say hit the like button in the comment section? That makes no sense. Hit the like button down below and drop a comment in the comment section saying what you think of Primal Kyogre, maybe giving what you think the stat spread is going to be, and sort of just saying what you think, how it's going to be used in competitive. Are we going to see Origin Pulse much in competitive, or is it going to be sort of Surf, Scold, etc.? Let me know down below. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be seeing you next time. Goodbye, my friends.